All right. Yeah. Welcome. Today, I want us to talk about some of the essential concepts that you really need to have in this or in current economic situation. Okay, now we can't lie to each other. Currently economy is really tight, and it's very important that you be informed about some of the financial planning and ways in which you can try to live within your means. And that's what's going to be the basis of this episode. Now, if you are seeking for financial freedom, and that's what all of us are seeking, financial freedom, having the peace of mind that you know that you don't worry about what you're going to eat next. You have no worry about medical expenses if they arises. You have no worry of school fees. You have no worry of taking a holiday. You have no worry of going to a vacation. So all those come with financial freedom. But financial freedom, just like any other type of freedom, it doesn't come for free. You fight for it. Okay? And for any battle, for you to win in any battle, you need to be trained. You need to be well armed. You need to have advanced tools. Okay? Is when you can emerge as a winner even in any battle. So even in this fight for financial freedom, you really need to be equipped with information, with tools that you really need to have so that you can conquer. Now, in the respect of time, I want just to take you through a very important concept that I feel will really help you to have little change, if not a big change, about your general financial health. Now, if you want to increase or if you want to achieve financial freedom, or if you want to grow your financial muscle, what can you do? We have only two general or two major tactics that you can use. One is that you can increase your revenue streams, or you can increase your income. But sometimes you find there is a challenge. You can't just say that it's not a walk on the path. Like just say that I want to increase my revenue and it just happened like that. So there are some hurdles that you have to go through so that you ensure that your your revenue streams increases or your income increases. So if you are an employee, you really need to put extra effort, or you really need to work harder and beat the deliverables, and maybe you can get a raise and all that, based on maybe when you perform beyond the KPIs. But so for increasing revenues, yes, it is possible, but sometimes, depending on the current or owing to the current economic situation, even the companies themselves, they are operating within what we call a tough economy. So they are straining and you find that some of them are even laying off people, okay, laying off employee, or they're cutting down on expenses. Yes, so you asking for a raise maybe might be something impossible, okay. Just so the next strategy is now you are left with is cutting cost. If you can't increase revenue, then at least cut cost, okay. So I want to take you on one of the ways that you can ensure that you are frugal with your expenses, or you are frugal with your money. So without wasting a lot of time, whatever I want to discuss here is how much should you pay as a rent, so that you be considered that you are not extravagant in terms of expenses. How much should you pay as rent? Because if you don't look at to such expenses like rent is a recurrent expense, okay, is a recurrent expense. So long as you are not living in your home, you will always be paying rent. So how much should you pay as rent, so that you get left with something that at least can allow you to maybe uptake some investments, or leave you with something small that you maybe can maybe save. Then after saving, from saving you transition the savings to investment. So that is what I want to explain here. How much should you use as expense? So there is a metric, if I say so, or a criteria that it works and it has worked for me, and I want to share with you, and I'm very sure that it can help you. Now, first of all, if you want to know that you are really living within your means, start with considering how much rent you are paying. So this is the indicator or criterion that you can use to measure this. According to me, in my opinion, your rent should not exceed 15% of your net income. So, taking for example someone earning 20,000, how much should you pay as rent? If I calculate this, if you are earning 20,000, then it means you are supposed to pay the maximum you can pay. The maximum you can pay as rent is 3,000. That is 15% of 20,000. If your net is 40,000, how much should you pay net? Net, if I say net, is I mean your gross income less all the deductions, NHIF or NHIF, NSSF, pay as you earn, and all the deductions that are chargeable to your gross income. Okay, so that net. So if your net is 40, how much should you pay as rent? So is you take 0.15, you multiply by 40,000, that one will be 6,000. And if you're earning 80,000, same, you multiply it by 0.15, you will get what? 12,000. So that's, so for someone earning 80,000, your maximum payable rent or amount of rent that you're supposed to pay maximum is supposed to be 12,000. So if you are paying any amount more than that, then know that you are not frugal in terms of your expenses, and this one is going to leave you with, or this one in the long run will deteriorate your level, your financial health, if maybe your income remain unchanged. For someone earning 100,000, the amount of rent you're supposed to pay is 15,000. And for someone earning let me jump maybe to 200, let me jump to 200,000. For someone earning 200,000, the rent that you're supposed to pay should not exceed 30,000. For someone earning, let me jump maybe to 500,000. For someone earning 500,000, then rent that you're supposed to pay should not exceed 75,000. But here is where also I want to explain something. Okay, you are supposed to pay rent. Your rent is supposed to be 15% of your net income, but I am capping it, or I'm putting a ceiling that you are not supposed to pay rent more than 50,000 Kenya shillings. This is for, you can maybe convert to US dollar if you are getting this video maybe from diaspora, or maybe if you are having this video watching me from other countries. Yes, so you can use, so it's just 15%. If maybe your currency is dollar, yeah, multiply that with dollar. Okay, so what I'm saying is this: in the context of Kenyan economy, if it should be the rent payable, or the rent that's supposed to pay, if you are frugal enough with your expenses, should not exceed 15% of your net income. And if your net income is more, if 15% of your net income is 50,000 and above, then you are overdue for having a home. Okay, you are not supposed to be paying rent unless owning a home is not a priority to you. Okay, so what is the threshold according to this concept? Now let me see, if I say I want to calculate, then if 15% you are supposed to be, your rent should, I'm trying to come up with conditions. 15%, your rent should be 15% of your net income, and second condition is that your rent should not be above 50,000. Okay, so if I come up with that, and maybe I work it out, so I can say that, let me form an equation. I can say that 0.15x is equals to 50,000. I want to know that what is the level of income that will give me 50,000. Will give me, what is the level of income that will give me 50,000? Okay, in short, 15% of what is equivalent to 50,000. So that is just 0.15x is equals to 50,000. Okay, yes, you can then, if I divide this, divide both sides by 0. So it is 50,000 divided by 0.15, which is giving me 333,333 cents. Okay, if I truncate, so it means that for someone who is earning 333,333 and 33 cents, that person 15%, if that is net, I'm saying if in case if that is net, that person is supposed to pay a rent of 50,000, that is the upper limit for people for rent payable. Because let me tell you, like in the previous video I said that this world is being governed with the rule of duality. So when we talk about liability, we have asset, liability, and we talk about when an expense is opposite of what? An expense is opposite of savings, or spending is an opposite of saving, and an expense is also opposite of what? Investment, if I say so. So when you pay rent, it is an expense to you, but on the side of the landlord it is a return. So an expense is opposite of a return. Do you understand? So that's why you should balance these things, okay? Because more you spend as rent, the more you build the other party. I'm not saying building the other party is bad, because that person also to develop that property incurred significant cost. But let's try to all of us grow. So do not overspend, cut down cost. If you cannot change your level of income, try to cut costs, okay? Then when you cut cost, you are going to have some disposable income. Then the disposable income, you can use that one to do what? To save. But if you overspend, if you are extravagant type of person, you will find that you will sometimes have to supplement your budget with debt, okay? And also when you talk about debt, it means that you are now, what's the opposite of debt? Okay, so when somebody gives you a debt, then how can I put it? It means that the other person, you are a consumer, okay? You are a consumer and the other person is an investor, okay? So it means that overspending will make you to be always a consumer, okay? And the other person who is now giving you the financing the debt is always what? On the investment side, and is building wealth. So that's why it's very important that you know this thing. So my summary is, please ensure that your rent is not more than 15% of your net income, and that one is subjected to a ceiling or a cap of 50,000. So if your 15% of your net income is 50,000 or above, then you should supposed to consider having a home ownership plan, okay? Or if I say that, maybe someone might not understand what is home ownership plan. Home ownership plan is having an investment or savings for you to have home in the future, okay? So you contribute to that home ownership scheme. Then maybe it can be a plan of maybe 5 years or 10 years. Then in the 10 years you have the money, or not you have the money, but when you finish that time, or when the time elapses, you will be having your home. So I want to get into this, but premiums paid, or savings or amount that you contribute to home ownership plan is usually also having some tax benefit in the Kenyan jurisdiction, okay? But that one I will cover into detail in the next in the coming episodes. So that's what I wanted to share with you, that please ensure that you live within your means, and living within your means, ensure that you cut cost, and ensure you don't spend you don't spend your future now. Spending your future now means that you are using loan. If you use loan, that means you are spending your future income. You are living in your future income now. Okay, so try to do the opposite. Okay, spare some money so that you spend that money in the future. So that is investment. But when you take loan, or when you are in loan or on loan, then it means that you are living in your future. So when that time comes, you're supposed to be repaying. You have nothing to live on. So that is very important. That's what I wanted to share with you. That ensure that your rent should not exceed 15% of your net income. So it's very important. Considering the harsh economic condition that we are in, if you don't be frugal with your expenses, I'm telling you, it will be so hard with you. And in the near future, it's going to be survival for the fittest only. So I take this chance to expose you to these ideas so that at least it will help you. So can you just try? Having information only is not enough, but implementing it is what will enhance growth. Okay, so do self audit. Go through your budget, the rent that you paid, that you're going to pay this month, or the rent that you paid previously. Can you calculate? Is it net? What is the percentage? What was it? What is the percentage? What is the percentage if you express it in terms of your net income? So the rent that you paid, just take the rent that you paid previously, or then do what? Put over the net income, then multiply by 100. Then you get that percentage. If that percentage is more than 15%, then know that you're not frugal, and know if you are having some difficulties with not saving or not investing, know that is one of the contributor to your financial challenges. So that's all I wanted to share for today. And another reason why I'm emphasizing on this in the context of Kenyan economy, and you see that policies are coming up, and already you know about the USC, which has already been rolled, a universal health cover, and that you know very well that you are going now to pay to SHA 2.75% of your gross income. So this one is actually going to have some impact on your income. So that's why in light of that, trying to give you this concept so that at least you don't suffer. Okay, so thank you, and please share this information, this information that I've given you. Please try to also teach someone else, and also you can share with them this video. Those people who might not be able to understand maybe the language that I'm speaking, please, you can now break this down to them. Maybe you can interpret for them in the language that they're comfortable with. So that's all. Thank you, and have a nice time.